Oh my goodness, I don't have any bags. Well, nobody's around. Come on, Coco. Come on. Oh, no. Come on, girl. We gotta get away. Come on. Oh my goodness.
Hey, neighbor.
Oh.
You can't just leave that there.
Where did you come from?
Do you know where that'll end up if you don't pick it up?
I don't know. On the ground?
Good guess, but no. Don't worry though, I'm here to help. Hey Schertz, I'm Steve Williams, your city manager. Welcome back to Now You Know Schertz. In today's episode, we're gonna wade off into the world of stormwater management, talking to city engineer Kathy Woodley about how it works, what the federal regulations are, and how the small things we might be doing at home could potentially be polluting our waterways. Kathy, welcome.
Thanks, Steve. It's great to be here.
Let's tackle what stormwater management is and why is it important?
All right. So stormwater management is the process through which we manage the quantity or amount of water that flows through our community during and after rain events and the quality of that water. We want to make sure that the water is drained safely to help minimize flooding and erosion, and we want to make sure that water is as clean as possible too.
So, what does the city do to make sure we're staying in compliance with the stormwater requirements?
We have two main regulations that deal with stormwater. The first are federal floodplain regulations, and the other are federal and state rules governing MS4s, or Municipal Separate Storm Sewer Systems. The floodplain regulations identify the locations of floodplains and floodways that carry our large storm events. We're required to regulate development in those zones. That works toward minimizing flooding. The MS4 regulations require us to take actions to combat pollution of our waterways. We do that through a variety of ways: inspections, maintenance of our drainage ways, and outreach and education like this video. Enforcing compliance with all these regulations is a tall order. Some may have heard that the city is raising our drainage fee that gets paid monthly with water bills. One of the things that will be funded with that increase is a full-time position for floodplain administrator and MS4 coordinator. That'll really help us step up our game when it comes to stormwater management.
So, Kathy, what should our residents know about water once it enters the stormwater system, and where does it go?
Well, water that enters storm drains go into underground pipes called culverts and eventually make their way to a channel, creek, stream. No matter where people live in the city of Schertz, even if they're far away from, say, the Cibolo Creek, the water will eventually make its way to the Cibolo Creek or to the dry Comal Creek in northern Schertz, which actually flows toward the Guadalupe River, or the Saltrillo Creek down in southwestern Schertz. That does end up in the Cibolo Creek much farther south of Schertz. Most of the storm inlets within the city of Schertz are marked with a placard that indicates that that flow does make its way to a waterway.
So, what are some ways that residents might be polluting the waterways, and how can we be more mindful about not doing that?
Sure, it is really important to be aware of what causes problems and pollution in waterways. So, oil leaks and other fluids leaking from cars even when they're sitting in the driveway, washing cars in the driveway or even on the lawn. The problem with that is the soap that's used and also the dirt that's washed off the car typically has heavy metals, microplastics, all sorts of nasty things in it that would end up in our waterways. Blowing yard waste and leaves into the street, that and other debris clog up our system. Pet waste, I think you might know a little something about that. Fertilizers and herbicides on the yard, even if they're organic, they can be problematic if they're used too heavily. Those are nutrients that feed bacteria in the water that then use up the oxygen that aquatic species like fish and vegetation need to survive.
Well, Kathy, thank you so much for telling us all about stormwater sewer systems. I feel so much more educated than I did 5 minutes ago. Thank you.
Great. Let's keep Schertz clean.
Stormwater management tends to be something we don't think about until the next big rain. But as you can tell from today's episode, it's something that we should all be mindful of every single day and how we impact the system. Until next time.